MK11, not gonna lie, that game is for children. I don't even want to explain it. Like, I'm sure if you watch any type of MK11, you understand that that game is for toddlers. The mechanics were made for toddlers, bro. We are back with another video, and today we are going to pretty much be not debating this time, but on what's good or bad. We pretty much going to be telling you what the most simple fighting games are and which ones are a bit more difficult to play. So you know what else is very simple to do? Hit that subscribe button and let's get into the video. As we're gonna make the easy tier here. Easy but a little hard. You know, it might have some hard things in the game, but it's still overall pretty easy. Okay, we also gonna have a row with, I just don't know the game. This game, I don't know what that is. Straight off the rip, we don't know. Not sure what this is either. Never heard of it. Oh my god, how many games in a row? Until I find, this is a trick right here. This is how many games in a row don't I know until I get to one I know. Blazblue, I think this game is pretty difficult, honestly. There's a lot of mechanics, so I'm gonna put that one in very hard. There's a lot of mechanics, a lot of character matchups you need to know, because there's a lot of weird things. Every character has like some unique stuff. Some characters have things that like take meter and stuff. Like, it's a lot of stuff you got to get used to. You get air unblockable if you don't like guard. I don't know exactly what their guard thing is called, but like when you use the guard barrier meter, I think that's the barrier you have to use so you don't get air unblockable. Like, there's a lot of stuff in Blazblue. The combos are pretty difficult too, honestly. So I'm gonna say that one's very hard. Bro, no way these are all fighting games. Street Fighter Cross Tekken. This game, I think overall, like, it is pretty easy to play. Like, they made the combo system pretty easy. I'm gonna say it's easy but a little hard because there are some, you know, they still have links in the game and there's some hard things to do. Like, if you play certain characters, there's like hard Tekken motions that you might not be used to as a Street Fighter player. But overall, the game, I think, is pretty easy to get into because the combo system is very easy to understand. It plays just like Street Fighter. So if you play Street Fighter, you're very accustomed to how it plays already in the neutral. And yeah, it's pretty easy for the most part. Dive kick, I'm guessing this game is easy. I never played it, but I'm gonna put it in easy because I think it's only like one button, right? So it can't really be hard. Blazblue cross tag, but that game is easy. That game is literally so easy, bro. Everything that's hard about Blazblue, they just took out a cross tag battle and made it a party game. That's a pretty easy game to play and get into. It was fun while it lasted for me, but it's pretty easy. Capcom versus SNK 2. I'm gonna say this game is very hard for one simple reason, is I don't know too much about the game, but there's a thing called roll canceling in that game, and I tried to do that for about an hour, 2 hours, and I got it maybe like 1 or 2 times. So off the simple fact of that being in the game, I'm gonna say this game is pretty hard. And honestly, the combo system is pretty hard to, you know, really get really good at, I would say. Dragon Ball FighterZ. I'm gonna say this game easy, but a little hard. And I'm gonna say it's a little hard for the simple fact that learning how to move around in Dragon Ball is so unique, since they have like a floating system. And also, like, you know, characters have like re-jump combos, and those are a little hard. But like, just moving around in that game, I think it's very hard to just learn how to really move around and get really good at moving around, because floating around and just knowing how to float and pick your spot and where you want to float to or be at, it's really hard if you don't play it a lot. So I think this game is easy for sure, but it's a little hard. MK11, not gonna lie, that game is for children. I don't even want to explain it. Like, I'm sure if you watch any type of MK11, you understand that that game is for toddlers. The mechanics were made for toddlers, bro. Trust me on that one. Marvel 2, I think this game is very hard. I played a bit as a kid, and like moving around in Marvel 2, you have to be so fast, so precise. Everything is like moving at light speed when you play that game, so you have to be thinking so much and moving around the screen at the same time, so you have to be moving your hands so fast. This game is very hard just from execution alone. Street Fighter 5, easy but a little hard. There's like hard, I feel like it's hard things in the game that you need to know how to use and get used to. There's a lot of mechanics in Street Fighter 5 these days, so, you know, using your V meter wisely along with dealing with all the craziness in the game. Nah, I'm gonna go with easy. It's pretty easy to play, honestly, and get into. So I guess that's what we are pretty much doing. So I would say it's just easy to just get into and play. And you know, the combo system is pretty easy. No one frame links or anything like that. So you can get into the game and do everything, I feel like, pretty easily. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's funny. Under Night and Birth. I played Yu-Gi-Oh! This game is pretty difficult, honestly. I'm gonna go with very hard. That game is pretty hard to play. The combos in that system is very hard, and the way the little, what is that meter? I don't know what the meter in the middle called. It's been so long since I played it, but when you get the grid meter, there you go. The grid meter is a very hard concept to like really understand and get really good at, like how to really make it into your favor a lot of the time. So I think this game would be very hard. The combos are pretty hard if you want to be optimal and do the combos that do the big damage. They're pretty hard, they're pretty tight. So this game, I would say, is very hard. I don't know what this even is. Injustice 2? This game has some pretty hard combos if you want to be really optimal. Honestly, this game is like it's kind of crazy, and it's hard to, I feel like it's really hard to play it at a high level because it's so much stuff and so many ways on defense you can use. There's so many meter burn options with interactables. You gotta know the stages in Injustice because there's so many interactables you can use. And that's why I think like these type of games, it makes it a bit harder because you gotta learn about every stage pretty much. You have to, there's a lot of characters in Injustice, so many DLC characters that you gotta learn. I feel like the pace of Injustice is a weird pace. That like there's no other fighting game that runs at the same pace as this game. So I would say this game is in a difficult, it's not very hard, but it's definitely a bit difficult. KOF 13, you know we putting this in very hard, bro. You seen us do the combo trial. Off the combos alone and the combos I've seen people pull off in tournaments, and knowing that it takes a big execution to do that, this game is very hard just from the execution alone, not gonna lie to you. Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I'm gonna say this game is difficult. Not very hard, but it's difficult for the simple fact that you have to, there's a lot of things in the game that is not easy to do, but overall the game isn't that hard to play. Combos isn't the hardest unless you maybe want to do like infinite. Most combos aren't that hard if you practice them and you just get used to them. It's kind of like a rhythm. But the hard things in this game, I would say, is like movement, like plank dash, and you know that is a bit hard. And yeah, I mean the game is, I feel like with X Factor made the game kind of, you know, it toned it down from like Marvel 2 where, you know, if you wanted to make a comeback you had to do it naturally. So I think that just kind of takes it away from very hard, the fact that there's an X Factor in there, and that's why I would just put it in like difficult. Noko vs. Capcom. This game was kind of sick. I played it when I was so young, I can't remember. I played it a lot. I don't think the game was that hard, honestly. I feel like the combos and everything was pretty easy from what I remember. I don't remember the game really being hard. I don't, like, I played it a lot as a kid, like actually a lot, but it was so long ago that I can't remember too much about it. But it was sure as hell a fun game. Them fighting hurts I have very limited time on, but I actually think this game is pretty hard, I'm not gonna lie. Cause I feel like I got the hang of the game really fast when I played it, but like the combo system is so unique and it's pretty cool that you gotta really get used to it. But when you get used to it, is a lot of fun. But I would say it is a little bit difficult, especially like getting used to moving around in this game. It feels like kind of restricted, but it feels good when you get used to it. So I think the movement is a little bit hard and the combo system is a little hard. And this game is actually really fun. I would say everyone go check that out. Them fighting hurts is fun. Street Fighter 4. I think this is like difficult. I don't think it's very hard. Like they have like one frame links, of course, and that's hard to do, but there's a lot of stuff in the game. Like you don't really have to rely on one frame links to win. You can kind of set play your way to victory in this game, and that's why I put it in difficult, because there's a lot of just straight set play 50-50s that you can't get out of, and you know you don't have to do the hardest combos to set those up. So that's why I would put this in difficult and not very hard, because I feel like you can get into Street Fighter 4 pretty easily once you understand how a link works, right? So I think this game is just pretty difficult, not very hard. This is our list right here. We didn't know a lot of these games. I don't know who, maybe Justin would know some of these. He probably know a lot of these games, but I don't play too many fighting games. I just play enough. I feel like this is a lot though. If you even play this many fighting games or played this many fighting games, it's kind of a lot, honestly. Yeah, this is going to be the end of the video for us. Make sure you like or leave a like and subscribe as always, and we will see you in the next one.